for the media projects, we started out with the media fast, which took mental preparation to prepare myself for not using any media for the entire day. When with mentally preparing myself, it made it easier to be able to avoid stuff like networking sites, TV, even advertisements. I did feel lost and not being able to get into contact easily with people or the world or what was going on. Like, it wasn't easy. Even just a lack of phone, it's like an addiction. Even having a phone, so it's difficult. The other problem that I faced was being able to class what was media and what wasn't media. So things such as like talking to people, is that considered a medium? I found that it was, because like the exchange of information verbally or physically, I think is classed as a medium. So I avoided speaking to people so that I didn't get their opinions or their information. The media, some of the thoughts and feelings that I did have with the amount of semiotic images that were constantly used, and these images you don't realise because you subconsciously don't really notice them. This I found more when I did the media immersion, because the amount of images that you don't realise that you see so many of. And I found that a lot of the mediums are based on consumerism and selling. I also found that they try and create an artificial view of reality by using images that have been airbrushed or edited, or language that's been changed to kind of show a good life that people try to idolize, but there isn't one. So it's like everything that's sold to us or advertised or talked about through media is just trying to make this reality, make it a reality, when like the world's completely different to the perfect image that the media try and show. It was quite overwhelming, the amount of media that you don't realise, and some of it is quite pushed to a point where I think there is too much media messaging, because I think people can consciously make the decision to ignore it, but when there is so much of it, it's difficult to ignore it. But however, like, the use of mediums can be used to an advantage, as with even just listening to music, such as an iPod, like the signals that gives to people shows that you want to have privacy. So some mediums can be used to an advantage, and a lot of the time mediums are advantages, but there are times when the mediums can be a disadvantage by giving us a mixed view of society. Like, there's no natural view that we see society, and I found it quite overwhelming, the amount of images that you see, even just walking in a supermarket and seeing all the magazines, all the different storylines and airbrushed images. It kind of changes your thoughts and feelings for the next day, because you're thinking, like, you think that can change your day. Just reading something or seeing an image of something can change the way you're mentally thinking for that day. So it can have a big impact, the media. It's also like, I notice it takes a lot of time up without the media fast. I noticed that the amount of time that I do spend sitting on networking sites or watching TV, I was doing other stuff because I wasn't doing looking at media, so I was being more active. So it can be negative on today's society with so much media, because it like doesn't help with sports and stuff like that and being physical. But I did find that the media messaging, there is too much of it in today's society, And if there was less media messaging, people would have a purer and more natural thought process in viewing reality.